Okay, so let's talk about the assignment summary, which is outlined on your syllabus. These are all of the assignments that will be due over the duration of the semester. The first one is the orientation module. I put the module instead of the assignments. There's different assignments within this module that may mimic other assignments, but specifically to the orientation. The reason I did this is because this is actually required in order for you to stay in the class. Remember, you have until Wednesday, June 6th by 5 p.m. to get this orientation module complete. In addition, it does have a quiz where you will need to receive a perfect score on that quiz before Wednesday at 5 p.m. Now, I know that might seem daunting. However, this is an open book, open note. You can have your syllabus right there. You can have the videos right there while you do this quiz. Continue to retake it until you get a perfect score. In order for you to move forward to the next module, you have to have a perfect score. Now, if you don't have a perfect score, like if you don't pass this orientation module, either by not completing it, not getting that perfect score, I'm gonna have to drop you from the class, right? So this is really important for you to do. I would not wait until Wednesday, just in case there's some issues with your internet, whatever. There's no exceptions. If it's not completed, fully completed, perfect score by Wednesday, June 10th, 5 p.m., I will be dropping you from the course, and your spot will be taken by someone on the wait list. All right, let's keep going. You have review quizzes. These are based on assigned chapter readings, lectures, and the vocabulary for that day. They are all worth 15 points each for a total of 150 points. You also have course discussions. Those will be those group discussions. Each module will contain about 1 to 2 discussion questions. Students will respond by answering. Each form is worth 10 points for a total of 100 points. Now, with this, 10 points times 10 discussions would be 100. You're going to have way more than 100 points worth of discussions. However, it is going to be a total of 100 points. So, and what that does is if you, for whatever reason, miss one, that won't be counted towards your grade, right? Only 10 of the course discussions will be. You also have film discussions, right? Depending on the section, because this is such a large group of people, I've divided you into 3 sections. So depending on your section, you will either complete this discussion assignment or the critical analysis below. Students will respond by answering the posed questions and engaging in discussions with their classmates. The film discussion forms is worth 15 points each for a total of 45 points. Each student has a major paper that will be due at different times depending on the section you are in. Your section corresponds to a film that will be one of the sources for this critical analysis. Your critical analysis will discuss a major theme that we've already discussed in the class. It's going to be 5 pages in length, in addition to the title, the abstract, and the references. So really a total of 8 pages, but the actual body is 5 pages. And then it's APA formatted, which is why you have those 3 additional pages. Every week, there will be a course glossary that is due. Each week, you will produce a glossary with key terms that was either discussed in class, meaning I said it in a lecture, you've read it in your textbook, you read it in the description or instructions, or maybe you were in a group discussion and someone said a term, you were like, what does that mean? And so you looked it up. So you can use any of those, right? What I need you to know is that whatever term you use, and I can tell, and everybody, people test me every semester, and then they get upset when they don't get full credit. So I can tell if it comes from this class or if it came from another class, right? So all terms should come from this course only. All terms should come from this course only. By the end of the semester, you will have a glossary of 50 terms. And in fact, when you write your major paper and you start doing these discussions, I'm going to be looking to see if you're using these terms, because the more you use it, the more you get comfortable with them, right? Make sure that you understand it so that you can use these terms correctly. And yes, I've had this question before, so I try to. It could be a word, a term. It could be a social movement like the abolitionist movement. It could be a person that you've learned that you didn't know. It could be an idea. It could be anything, as long as it's relevant to African American history, part one. The last assignment is the final exam, 100 points. This exam will be completed through Canvas. The similar ways that you'll that you'll complete the quizzes. It's the same system. The only difference is the quizzes are open, not timed, and due Thursdays. The final exam is a timed exam. Each student will receive 90 minutes to complete this exam. I might even up that to about 2 hours. So let's say 2 hours to complete the exam. If you are a DSS student and I've received an email about accommodations, obviously you receive time and a half, right? If you feel like you need extra time, my suggestion is for you to contact DSS so that they can get you that letter that you can give to me, and then I can give you that extra time. All right, so this is the assignment summary. Now, I want to talk about due dates. There are extra credit assignments. They'll be listed. And unless otherwise notified, they'll be 5 points each. So assignment due dates. All assignments and modules for the week open Monday mornings. I will not be opening anything before Monday morning. Don't ask me. It will not happen. The due date of assignments is listed underneath the assignment name in their respective modules. As a general rule, discussions are due daily. Quizzes and glossaries are due weekly by Thursday at 10 p.m. Assignments will stay open 2 days past the due date for students who may need a little extra time. However, be aware that when you submit things after the due date, they acquire 5% deductions each day. So since they're going to be open for 2 days, that's a total of 10%, right? If you decide to submit it on that second day. Now, because I'm opening these assignments 2 days, where if you find that you fell behind, you have those 2 extra days. Once they close, they're closed. I won't reopen it. So please keep that in mind. If you decide to be late on things, I will not be reopening any assignments due to tardy submissions. Okay. The exception to this is the orientation module, and then the last week 5 assignments. And the reason week 5 is an exception is because we actually aren't there that Thursday. Our last day in week 5 is Wednesday, July 8th. So after July 8th, it's going to be closed. That's the last day to submit anything. It is not going to be reopened. Okay. Evaluations of students is based on your participation and the assignments. Now, I've already curved the grades. They are not weighted. You can look at the grading scale to see what you need to do in order to receive the grade that you want. If you selected the pass, no pass option, please note in order for you to receive a pass, you must have a C or better in the course. And then I won't change the syllabus without advance notice. So if anything happens, because it's such a fast pace, I'll give you at least 24-hour advance notice. Other than that, I won't change it. The last thing is sometimes I do make mistakes as I am human, and the due date on the assignments may not correspond to the due dates that I said on this syllabus. Whatever the due date is on Canvas is the due date of the assignment. Okay, so even if it doesn't match the syllabus, it's the due date on Canvas. All right. The last part of this that I want to talk about is your schedule. Again, fast paced. And I keep saying that because I just want to give you a heads up. On your paper version, which you will receive through email and which you will be able to download within Canvas, you will have your course schedule. This shows you all of the modules for the week. I've divided it by week. So you can see for week 1, you have 2 modules that needs to be completed. The first one is the orientation module. I've said it multiple times, that needs to be completed by that Wednesday, June 10th. And then module 1 needs to be completed by that Thursday, June 11th. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't start it before the due dates. This module, week 1, will be open Monday morning, which means that you'll have access to both the orientation module and module 1. So if you want to get everything done on Monday, that's up to you. But as long as it's done before the due dates, that's all that matters. Now, again, orientation module, you have to complete it by Wednesday, and you have to get a perfect score before you can even move on to module 1. So if you can't move on to module 1, then you need to redo the test until you can. Okay. After that, we should be solidified in who is in the class, including any newly added individuals. And then we'll go into our regular schedule starting week 2 and on. So week 1, which is this coming week, we're doing orientation, and then we're starting in the textbook with pre-colonial Africa. So if you don't have the textbook, you have a few days to get it before that. If you are in super dire need of chapter 1, please reach out to me. Don't just suffer and say I don't have it. And I'll try and figure out a way to get you chapter 1. No guarantee, but I'll try. I have seen students in the past use Google Books. Sometimes they give you some of the chapters, etc. So, make sure that you're doing your own research before reaching out to me to get access to the textbook. Week 2, we're looking at colonizations of the Americas, starting with the Spanish colonization and then the European colonization of North America. So the reason we don't specify European colonization is because when you look at the history of the colonization of North America, there was a bunch of different European countries who took part in colonizing what we now know as the United States and Canada. Obviously, for the United States, England won out all of the territories. But in Canada, you still have French territories, England territories, and other European territories. Okay, we're gonna start the Roots series next week, episode 1. So again, make sure that you either buy the series or you have access to Hulu. Week 3, we're looking at the American Revolution and then the Black communities that pop up during that post-war era. We're going to look at episode 2 of Roots and then the economics of enslavement. Week 4, we're looking at the culture of racism. We'll watch that episode 3. We'll look at some rebellions that happened and then finally the Civil War. Week 5, we have the Independence Day that's observed. And then we'll finish up the series, the film series Roots. And then the last day will be your final exam. Now, again, each of these modules will be open starting on Monday for the week. So it's up to you how you want to space it out. But no, you can get everything done on Monday. You can wait until Thursday, right? It's up to you. As long as you get the assignments and you go through the modules at a timely manner. All right. If there's any questions about this, please feel free to reach out and I'll try to answer them for you. All right.